Kia ora, a very different story across these northern parts of the country. Plenty of clear sky and dry weather across the North Island through the afternoon. While down south, this low pressure system continues to drive this feed of wet weather in towards the south and the east. We'll continue to have that red heavy rain warning in place for coastal Clutha, Dunedin and North Otago as we head through the rest of Friday, with as much as 40 to 60 millimetres of rainfall falling on top of what we've already seen in those regions. As we head through the rest of Friday afternoon, we'll carry on keeping hold of that easterly wind, keeping the cloud and wet weather particularly on towards that eastern strip of the coast from, say, Clutha up towards North Otago. Likely we find that prolonged nature of rain adding to the issues we're already seeing in the region. Elsewhere, generally things are looking much more settled, still a few showers across the central spine of the South Island. But for the North Island, many spots staying dry this afternoon, a few showers perhaps clipping the far northern parts of Northland. As we go through the afternoon, we will keep hold of that heavy rain warning, that red warning. Remember, the highest warnings we have for the weather across New Zealand, with as much of that rainfall really running in towards those eastern hills, adding it to the rain and the issues we've already seen in the last day or so. We'll also keep hold of this watch for heavy rainfall through Southland, nowhere near as higher totals as we'll see out towards the east, but just with that rain falling onto already sodden ground and adding to the amount of rain we've already seen in the rivers, it's still worth taking extra care, extra caution and keeping up to date with the information from your local emergency management teams. As we go through in towards Saturday, the good news is we're looking at an improving story. This rain clearing away from that southeastern corner. We'll keep hold of a bit more cloud in through parts of Canterbury to start the day and in through the night time, but I think we'll find generally clearer skies up north. This is a low pressure system though. It's not gone far, and that's another feature we're keeping a close eye on as we head on in towards Saturday. But overnight temperatures tonight, on the whole, not too shabby. We'll find lows back down to about 7 or 8 degrees Celsius through Christchurch and around about 4 or so for Taupo in that central high country. Now, in towards Saturday, the weekend, we see that first area of rain clear away. The low pressure moves closer towards us and it throws a fair scattering of showers from everywhere from, say, the likes of Bulla right the way up towards the Bay of Plenty. Some of those fairly heavy, perhaps even thundery across these more northern and western parts of the North Island. So fairly unsettled looking at Saturday across those northern areas, but generally a drier and clearer story for the likes of, say, Dunedin and Southland as we head through the daytime. So a bit of a blessing through there with things looking a little bit drier. But up on the North Island, we'll find the dry weather is first thing. A bit more cloud around the likes of the Wairarapa coast to start with. As we head through the afternoon, we'll find showers moving in from the west. Some of those fairly heavy, and like I say, the chance of some thunderstorms across Northland, perhaps even Auckland and towards the Coromandel, those darker blues, a good indication of some rather sharp showers. By the evening time, we might find them running down towards Wellington, but for most of the time, the capital looks to be staying dry, just a touch more cloud through the afternoon. But for the drier spots, you're looking out towards Wairarapa, which generally should find most of the showers that stay the other side of the hills. In terms of our temperatures across the North Island, highs of around about 19 degrees Celsius in Auckland and North, and even down towards Hamilton there, looking at pretty decent, 16 for Wellington. Heading across Cook Strait. Now we start off with that cloud feeding through. Now the worst of the rain will clear as we head through the night time tonight. Remember that warning runs through 11 p.m. on Friday. We'll keep hold of a bit more cloud through Christchurch first thing, but it will be an improving story around these eastern areas with some clearer skies by the end of the day, especially down south. You'll notice as we've gone through the day, those showers will creep in towards the likes of northern Westland, up towards Grey and up in towards Bulla, and even across in towards the Tasman area. Some of those could be fairly heavy, perhaps again the risk of some thunderstorms about the higher parts through there as well. We might catch an odd shower running towards Christchurch by the evening time, but most of the time I think it's dry with that early cloud clearing away to leave some brightness for the afternoon. But by far and away the best story is down south with that rain clearing away and the cloud breaking up to leave us some drier weather for Saturday and even through in towards the weekend, into Sunday as well. In terms of our temperatures, highs not much different from what we'll see on the North Island, 15, 16, 17 degrees Celsius the order for many of us, 19 now up in the far north there, and I think we are looking at a fine looking story. As we go in towards the likes of Sunday, we'll keep hold of this general northwesterly feed of air, keeping a fair number of showers feeding across particularly those more western facing areas in towards Waikato, Waitomo, Taranaki and down towards Tasman as well. Again, still that risk There's some fairly hefty ones as well, not out of the question. We'll also find a bit more in the way of wind squeezing through Cook Strait around Wellington, Wairarapa and the Marlborough Sounds. So something to watch out for Sunday, and probably also in towards Monday as well. But generally another dry one down in the far southeast. So hopefully some time to dry things out as we head through the weekend in that far southern corner of the country. That's it from me. There's more at metservice.com.